Hey guys, it's Alyssa Marie, your intuitive reader. I have a very important message for you today that I have really talked about with my guides in particular that I want to share with you that is so super important. It's important for Starseeds, but it's important for everyone. But really, Starseeds definitely pay attention to this. So the message is that of neutrality. One thing that my guides have constantly put into my head is the fact that we need to, as human beings, be more neutral in about every single situation that we encounter. Now, the thing is, as human beings especially, we like to really identify with a particular opinion. We can be very strongly opinionated about, this or that. And what I'm asking you to do is not eradicate your opinions, okay? Because you still are definitely, you want to have opinions. But instead of completely saying, this is what I believe, and I don't believe that, no matter what it is, I want you going forward to come in a little bit more neutrally, okay? In the sense that, okay, this is what I believe, but let me hear what this other person has to say. Even if you think the other person's opinion is wrong, I want you to still listen to it, because believe me, they have told me, my guides, that is one of these little tests for human beings, because if we don't even listen to somebody else's opinion, we don't get the understanding that we need. Like we don't get a full picture in understanding a certain thing, okay? And I know that can be kind of confusing, because there are some things, right? There are some things that you would think, well, God, I sure as hell wouldn't have that opinion about it. And that's okay. But I want you to still listen to that person and see what their viewpoint is, and see it, understand it. Because even understanding, here's the thing though, you don't even really have to understand it. I take that back. You have to instead just try to understand it through their eyes, through their soul. And by doing so, by looking at things in a neutral perspective, taking away biases, looking at somebody's perspective, your perspective, that person's perspective about a belief system, about, gosh, anything, you will find that by holding a neutral position, a neutral standpoint, you will find peace in a way. And it sounds confusing, but believe me, in higher dimensions, neutrality is the way to be. Because when you're looking at something in a neutral perspective, you're looking at something in a higher perspective, because you're choosing to not necessarily invite in polarity. Because right, on planet Earth, we have darkness, we have light, we have hate, we have love. And that is normal. That is the way it is in this dimension. But if you want to think in a higher dimensional way, instead, don't look at everything as black and white, even though that's hard. Like, it is hard. We know this. It's hard to even sometimes listen to somebody's opinion about something that maybe you heavily disagree on. But I want you still to listen and to understand that people do have their own opinions, and that you should at least listen to them to get a greater understanding of the human collective at this time. And it took me a long time to realize that. It took me a long time to realize that. I always thought, well, this is what I believe, that's what they believe. And, for a long time I was like, how could they believe that? How could they? It doesn't matter, I mean, in a sense, like, their opinion, for the most part anyway, as long as it's not hurting anybody, is just as valid as your opinion, and their experience is just as valid as your experience on planet Earth. And like I said, by listening and by putting a neutral outlook on all things, you will see them in a higher dimensional way. So that's my message. Really short, really to the point, but I wanted to come on and tell you guys that. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you guys have gotten any messages about this. Once I look it up, a lot of other people are talking about neutrality as well. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting, and it puts a new outlook on planet Earth. But there's a lot of shifting right now, right? There's a lot of shifting. And so know that you're going to almost have to be forced to look at different opinions and beliefs, because people's opinions, beliefs, ways of life are going to be changing as we have this shift. So going forward, I just invite you, especially like right now in this particular day even, be a little bit more neutral in your viewpoints, okay? And see where it leads you. Believe me, it will give you a greater understanding of the human collective at large. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. And if you guys do want a personal reading with me, crystals, etc., link to my Etsy down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love you guys. Bye.